Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Marzullo, and welcome to the humanist perspective of different news items that appear in front of me as I research. Well, if you want to call it research. Anyways, I'm gonna not take a lot of time today because I have a tight schedule. The weather is kind of gloomy. It's rainy. Not too hard, but I noticed that a lot of people's moods are affected by the weather. So when you have cloudy days, you see more cloudiness in the people. A lot of this is in some conscious aspect of the mind, which facilitates a certain negativity, an aura about them. But if you smile and you treat people kindly, then you're going to see that reflection. And people actually love you more when you change their mood. So on a nice, bright, sunny day, you're happy, blah, 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 talking to people, interacting. People will interact with you. But when you're like that in a worst of days, in a day like this, then people are actually gonna react even stronger to liking you, to because you're changing their mood. Um, but let's check out some news items here. Um, I like Google News. That's what I'm using right now. Um, Still got the COVID-19 news going on. I already mentioned that they totally dropped the ball from day one. It's still possible to eradicate it completely, but is the research is not going to that. They're good. They're building tanks. They're not building research labs so we can eradicate viruses like we should, which we can, but they don't want to do that. There's no money in that. Contraception could come under fire next if Roe versus Wade is overturned. It's a big controversy with this. The funny thing about abortion rights is it's really a non-issue. It's really, let me fix this camera a little. It's really a non-issue because, listen, we have the technology now to make pregnancy a non-issue, meaning like false pregnancies or accidental pregnancy is a false issue because all you need is take as a pill throughout any kind of sexual interactions, and there ain't no pregnancy. So if they would extend access to that, this would be a completely non-issue. So if somebody's, let's say, raped or just had sex and don't want kids, then they could pill. Even better ones are coming out. This is not something theoretical. We have actually the technology now, but we have a lot of. They cost what, like $50, $50, um, if not more, and we don't have enough research and development to come out with the better ones and new ones. But anyway, this will in new forms. Don't mind you, not only pill form. Um, this makes this a true non-issue, really, because there in our society in the future, we won't have, we won't need to have abortions because we're not going to have any pregnancies that require abortions. Um, Now, if people speak against taking a pill, I mean, come on now, there's nothing there. There's nothing. It's before it even happens, it creates a barrier, so it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It's actually scientifically proven to prevent pregnancies. Okay, so that's that. Ohio primary results. Trump-backed J.D. Vance wins Republican Senate race. That's probably just a coincidence. um, let us see. Well, of course, there's no real choice here. We don't have anybody who's gonna help the people, who's going to lower your taxes, lower regulation, increase availability of careers. None of that. Just corruption. Um, okay. EU leader calls for Russian oil ban and new set of sanctions. That's pretty huge, but I don't think they will because they rely heavily on Russian oil, from what I know. Uh, New details emerge about the relationship between an Alabama inmate and corrections officer as search for them continues. Uh, yeah, this is crazy. Uh, she was about to retire. That's the crazy part about that one. She was about to retire, I think the last day at work, and then she goes and does this. Because I think he was facing the execution actually for what he did, murder. So he probably sweet talked her in some way, talked her into it, after a long period of time, into aiding and abetting. But see, the thing is, prison system should operate in a totally different fashion. Right now, it's an economic drain. We have over 1 million people in prison. Economic drain on the economy. So what we need to do is put these people to work, building up the society, building up the infrastructure, building up the lightning speed rail system, the tunnels, the bridges, the spaceports, the labs, the research facilities. That's what we need them to do, not just sit around wallowing in sorrow. We don't need that. We need production. This is a great source of labor, and this is their way of actually repaying society back for all their wrongdoing. And that's that. So we need to change that. We also have too many laws against non-violent offenders, so we need to cut down on that, target it, to violent crimes primarily, and then we're gonna get somewhere. Okay, that's the plan. That's the humanist perspective, because a society has to be utilitarian fundamentally for it to prosper. Otherwise, you're going to have drains on society. You're going to have bloodletting, meaning in the past, they would, like how George Washington died, they were trying to save his life because he had an illness. But in doing so, they killed him. In trying to save his life, they killed him by by having these leeches suck his blood. He ran out of blood. Okay, so that's what that can do to society. All this corruption, all of this drains on prisoner draining, military industrial complex, educational complex, uh, pharmaceutical complex, corporate monopoly. These are all draining the economy and draining your wallet and draining your potential in your future. So that's what we're all about here. Um, yeah. Let us see. That's about it, really. So I really want to. I'm thinking about just talking about like one topic for video, so that I don't kind of like just go on and on, because it's hard to pinpoint what I'm talking about if I'm talking about like 5, 6 different things. Um, And then you have these abortion rights protesters going on here. It's really a non-issue. It's really, but we have these two sides that are so entrenched in this thinking, who have been brainwashed into abortion rights, pro-life, pro-choice, etc., that they don't realize that science already has the answer. We can take away the pregnancy before it even happens. So what is the issue here? It's just nonsense. This is the Supreme Court is illegitimate. They don't represent us. They represent themselves. They represent the special interest groups which have gotten them power, who have given them their seats. How? Because they need to be appointed by Congress and the Senate. And well, the Senate. And who do you think the Senate gets their names from? They get their names from pro-choice groups, pro-life groups, um, anti-gay marriage, whatever. They get their names because there's thousands of different judges in this country. I mean, we're gonna just pick one. They get their names vetted from their special interest corporate sponsors. That's what happens actually, and that's wrong because these people don't even care about you. They don't care. They only care about one goddamn issue, really, and one maybe a couple set of issues that may align with somebody's thinking, but it's really nonsense. Okay. Yeah, so North Korea fires a ballistic missile amid rising animosities. North Korea is an anomaly, really. They're basically running on slave labor, and if you want to call it a country, I call it a prison. It needs to be eradicated. Okay. There's ways to do it with a unified world, but it's not happening right now because we have all this tribalism going on, which takes away from the potential of actions, basically. Um, Russia fires over 20. Yeah, we get the point here. Okay. That is all that I'm going to talk about right now. So, thank you for watching my video. And stay well. Peace be upon you.